Toy Story 3. Alright. 10 years ago, Toy Story 3 came out. Now, I know there's Toy Story 4. But let's be real here. 3 was the ending. So, I didn't get to see Toy Story 3 when it came out in the theaters. But, I did see it later. I wish I did. I don't know. I might have saw it in the theaters. I don't remember. It was so long ago. But, man. Talk about a movie. Not really gonna sure what to say. This movie's pretty much flawless. So, I'm gonna explain to y'all. I haven't really talked about my feelings towards the Toy Story series on this channel yet. But the Toy Story trilogy and this fourth movie are all great. Toy Story is just great. I mean, Toy Story is just universally loved by the whole world, and rightfully so, because, man, they're just great movies. And people love great movies, right? So, the Toy Story trilogy might just be one of the best trilogies of all time. In Toy Story 1, we get a great friendship story between Woody and Buzz. Excellent movie. And then we get Toy Story 2, which I don't particularly think is better than 1 or 3, but it's still a great middle chapter. We have an excellent story of Buzz trying to get back Woody, so it's reverse pretty much of what the first movie was. And then we have 3, which, geez, I mean, now I know there's Toy Story 4, but 4 is more like an epilogue / bonus thing. We didn't need 4. I'm happy it exists. It's a great movie. It's fine. End of the day, though, 3 was the real ending. And 3, as an ending, is utterly beautiful. This is one of the best movies of all time. Best animated movies of all time. And my favorite Pixar movie, Toy Story 3. Directed by Lee Unkrich, who also did one of my favorite movies of all time, Coco. I mean, Lee Unkrich is just unstoppable. This dude is one of the best, might just be the best animation director of all time. I mean, wow. This movie's aged perfectly, 10 years, and this movie is still relevant. It's still impacting the world, and it's just amazing. Why is it so amazing? Well, for one, in this movie, all the toys get their time to shine. Now, I'm not saying in 1 and 2, Mr. Potato Head and everybody didn't get their moments of coolness. They did. But in 3, it's even more so. Like, all the toys work together to get out of this jail, and they have to fight Lotso, who, by the way, Lotso, let me tell you. Lotso might be my favorite Pixar villain. Lotso is one of the best villains ever, fictional villains of all time, ever made, possibly. Lotso is amazing. And such an excellent twist villain. When I watched Toy Story 3 the first time, and Lotso became bad in the middle, that was crazy. I was like, whoa. But then we get into his backstory, and you understand why Lotso acts like this. Because in Toy Story 1 and 2, the problem, as much as those movies are great, the problem is the villains their motives aren't really, explained. Like, the first movie was just Sid, and he's just this psychopath. 2 was Prospector. I kind of get Prospector's motives because he wants to go, he wants to be displayed forever, and he's tired, and he didn't want to go with Woody. But the problem with Prospector was it's like he just turned for no reason. They just did that to be twisty. He didn't have to be like that. There was no reason for that. That was my problem with Toy Story 2, was the villain could have been handled better. And I feel, it just felt out of left field. But in Toy Story 3, it's not out of left field. There's a lot of foreshadowing that goes involved, and there's a lot of people in real life that are like Lotso, who use their manipulation and their God-given gifts that they were used to be good people, but they became the way they are. And I love what Toy Story 3 did with the villain. This Lotso is excellent. He's just, every character in this movie is excellent. The new characters, the old characters. 3 is just perfect. Like, there's just no better third movie than Toy Story 3. Bottom line. Maybe Return of the King. Okay, Return of the King, not counting that one. But for real. I mean, Pixar, Hasn't topped this movie since. This was the end of the golden age of Pixar, from Toy Story to Toy Story 3. That was the golden age. Every Pixar movie that came out from Toy Story to Toy Story 3 was amazing. Even I know what people are gonna say. Well, what about Bugs Life, too? Well, I mean, I still like Bugs Life. I don't know why people give that movie so much shit, but I like Bugs Life. Okay, you know. From Toy Story to Toy Story 3, every movie that came out was gold or memorable or a classic. Toy Story 3 capped off the golden age of Pixar in a way that was perfect. Now, I know I keep messing with my hat, but I'm going to try to make this review short because I just plan to make a tribute to Toy Story 3. But, I mean, what else is there to say? This movie's a masterpiece. I mean, bro, especially the ending. Let me tell you, that last 5-10 minutes of the movie, if you do not cry, you have no soul. Let me be real here. Like, that last 5-10 minutes of the movie is utter perfection. Just seeing Andy pick up all the toys, pass on down the torch to this little girl, and then saying, "Goodbye, Woody," and then Woody saying, "So long, partner," is one of the best moments in cinematic history. I mean, you cannot say it ain't, because let me tell you, if you don't cry at that moment, you have no soul. Let me tell you. But for real, I mean, 10 years ago, one of the best movies of all time came out, Toy Story 3. To be honest, 2010 was a golden age of movies. Also, Social Network, one of my favorite movies of all time, came out that year too, along with Toy Story 3. But, man, it's just weird how no animated movies won Best Picture yet. I feel like Toy Story 3 could have been that movie. I forgot what movie won that year. I think it was, I forgot what movie won that year. I have to look it up, but Toy Story 3 is amazing. Bottom line. From the characters to the story to the direction by Lee Unkrich to the intro scene. I mean, from the intro scene to the end scene, it's just mind-blowing, man. This movie's aged perfectly. 10 years, and it's still perfection. It's amazing. And yes, Toy Story 4 is good. The end of the day, we didn't need it. Okay, this was the ending. For real. I've said that multiple times. 4 was nice. 4 was cool. But we didn't need it. So, a lot of being said. Toy Story 3 is a masterpiece. Yeah. It's my third favorite animated movie. It's up there. Real high. And if it was in my top... If it is in my 10 out of 10 club, technically. I don't know where I put it in the actual list. But it's one of the only 3 animated films I give 10 out of 10 to. Because, man... Talk about a movie. It is just fantastic. Utterly fantastic. I've watched it so many times and it never gets old. It's just that great. Let me tell you. So yeah, guys, that's my Toy Story 3 review. 10-year anniversary. If you haven't seen it yet, please watch it. What are you doing? You haven't seen Toy Story? You haven't seen the movies? Go watch it. Anyway, so Tatumeister is signing out. Partner.